Welcome back. Well, I've set a new scene up and included two pieces of geometry. A straightforward plane, which has been subdivided into 6 sections, and a box or a cube. As we all know, a box has 6 sides. Well, in this session what I'd like to do is find some way in which we can actually place 6 images or 6 materials in each of these different polys. Likewise with the cube. Okay, so let's call up our material editor. Now we can do this by hitting M on the keyboard. We've got our first swatch selected there. Now what I'm going to do is pop to standard, and in here I'm looking at multi-sub objects. I'm going to double click that. We'll keep the old material as well, say OK. Now here you can see that we're presented with swatches. We've got 10 in all, and each has an ID 1 through to 10. We can also give each swatch a name, and this name would be related to the material or the image that we want to pull into here. Now we've only got 6 polys here, so we don't need 10 swatches. So I'm going to set the number to 6 and press OK. Now you're not limited to 10, you can have as many of these swatches as you like. So if you wanted 100, set the number to 100. Now that we've got this, I'd like to select a material. So what we do is just click on this button here, and that brings us into our standard sort of layout for each of these swatches. What it's doing is, with each material that we're acquiring, it takes us to a standard setup. Well, now that I'm here, what I'm going to do is go to diffuse, but not this area here. It's to the box, the little box to the right of it. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to pop up here to bitmap and double click. Now I did put some materials in here so that we could pick them. Okay, I'm going to start by picking crystal layer. Now that's been loaded in, and if everything's fine here, which I know it is, we can now move back up the hierarchy, so we can go to parent. Now that brings us back to our basic setup, but I want to go up one more to our multi-sub object. Now I know that that one is the crystal. I can see the image there, so I'm just going to call it crystal. Press return. Now I can select the second material. Let's click that. Again, it's brought us back to our standard, diffuse, and let's click that there. Up to bitmap, double click bitmap, and let's select our high rise. Again, it's brought us up to here. I know that everything is fine there, so I can come back up to the parent. It brings us back to our standard setup there, and I'm going up another one, and we'll call this high rise. And press return. So what I'll do is I'll just get these materials here, give them their names, and then we'll have a look in a moment. I don't know, not even time to get away and make a cup of tea and a chip butty. Ah well. Right, so we've loaded up all our materials into our multi-sub object section here. Well, let's just have a quick look at this swatch now. So if we click that there, open it up, we can see that our swatch now, our orb, is actually covered with our materials. And we've got 6 materials within this section, and they're represented there. Okay, let's close that down for a moment. Let's select plane 1. What I want to do is assign the material to the selection. Now it's turned grey, but first of all let's go up to materials and say show in viewport as hardware, etc. Now it's showing our material 1 at the moment, which is the crystal. Okay, we have that selected. What I'm going to do is just close this down now for a moment, open up our root, and let's go into polygon. There we go. Now I'm going to select that polygon layer. What I want to do is come down here, and this is the area I'm looking for. So I can go to set ID and I want to put in 2. Press return, and it puts in selected ID 2, and it says high rise. Now if I pop in and select another poly, select set ID, I'm going to put in 3 and press return. Let's now go for one more down here. Set ID, I want that one as 4. Press return, and you'll notice that it's telling me which one it is, night sky, etc. Now select this one, select ID, I'm going to type in 5, press return, and finally set ID 6, press return, and let's just click off that. So as we can now see, I have 6 images within this plane. Okay, so let's pop up to our render. I'm just going to set this to high definition, get a wider angle on it, and let's go render. Let's see what it's like. And there we go. So now we can begin to see the possibilities of this function within the material editor. Let's just close that down, and let's close this down also. Let's call up our material editor again, M on the keyboard, and this time I'm going to select the box here, actually pop up to editable poly, the root section there, and now I can select this box here, and let's apply that material to the box. And there we go. It's actually put it into 6 sections. Max has remembered that this was divided into 6 sections, and it said, okay, well, this is 6 sections, so therefore the probability is that the user wanted this setting up into 6 sections also, and therefore it's given each face an ID number. That I think is neat. Now let's have a look. Oh, that one's upside down. Was. Now I will be the first to admit that the material editor takes quite a bit of time just getting used to. But once you have it firmly fixed within your mind as to how it functions and how it operates, that's when you can begin creating materials and textures which will not only provide your models with a depth of richness and quality, but it's also going to enable you as a modeler to fully explore your creative and artistic skills and abilities, and that's what I love about 3ds Max. Okay, as I now step down off the soapbox, right, noticing the time, I think in the next sessions we're going to get cracked on with applying the materials to our Messerschmitt. We'll be doing quite a bit of work as far as unwrapping UV maps is concerned, so I think we'll call that it for this session. I'll catch you later.